All right, great day to you. I hope you are well. This is Courtney Rollins with the Life and Transitions Experts YouTube channel, Facebook group, and podcast. And you can find me on any of those locations. The Life and Transitions Experts, we are committed to helping folks through some of the biggest transitions in life, such as going through probate or estate planning. And we are geared towards helping people generate income and wealth through real estate. I'm with and founder of Estate Pro Service, where a lot of my work is guiding folks through the probate process. And quite often, there's real estate involved in those type of uh, uh, transactions or situations. And sometimes I can uh, offer viable solutions, whether that's a quick cash sale so that you can have funds so that you can pay for uh, the debt that may have acquired in the estate, or release some of the equity to get to and people who have inherited the estate, or perhaps you need to or want to or have the time to list the property, and someone on my team can list that so you can hopefully get top dollar for the estate. Or perhaps you're looking for ways that you can actually keep the property and turn it into a rental or turn it into some type of asset, or you simply just want to transfer it over to someone else or keep it in your family or in the ownership of the heirs. And that's actually what we're going to talk about today. There are situations in North Carolina or just across the board where people, for many different reasons, want to transfer or don't want their inheritance that's set up for probate. Perhaps they need cash, or you need cash early, or you need an advance, and now you decided to assign some of your inheritance to different parties so that you can have cash in advance and use that for really many things. Maybe finding an attorney, or maybe you need to deal with some things to maintain some other assets that you're receiving. There's many different reasons for that. You also may decide that, hey, I knew that this loved one who passed away wanted this particular person to have this asset, and we never had the opportunity to um, to she never had, or they never had the opportunity to create the legal structure to be able to make that happen. But you knew in your heart, or that you knew in your mind, that in your conscience, that you wanted to transfer it over, so you decided to do that. There are many different reasons, but we're going to look at three ways that you can transfer inheritance in probate in North Carolina. Um, Two things real quick. I am not an attorney, and I'm not offering any legal or financial advice. I'm just sharing my experience as someone who works as a probate specialist in Durham County and throughout North Carolina. I have. Uh, I also want to share that, just to back up, if you're here, you're wondering what probate is, and maybe you're new to the process. Probate is the legal process of settling the affairs of someone who's passed away. If you pass away with debt in your name, or if you pass away with assets in your name, there has to be a way to legally administer those assets and deal with the debt there. Perhaps you have a living will that serves as a legal suggestion for how things are supposed to be administered or distributed or executed. Your last will executed based on the valid will, or perhaps you passed away. The person passed away without a will, and now the the estate has to be administered based on the laws of the state. And we're talking about North Carolina here, so I definitely recommend that you do connect with a probate estate attorney. If you need a probate attorney, that's the nebulous that I work in, and I have connections with many awesome attorneys, and I can sit down and connect you with some of the best ones that fits your and your family needs. So let's take a look. Let's see if I can add my little slide here. So what are ways to transfer inheritance in probate? And this is three very quick ways. But one is assigning. I just did an actual video on assignment, thanks to a person who reached out to me and is going through a process where his aunt wants to assign her portion of her inheritance to him. And so he was looking at some of the legal ways and structures to do that. But an assignment, just like any contract, really can be assigned unless it specifically states that it cannot be assigned, unassignable. But the heir can assign the inheritance to another person. They'll need legal documents, they'll need to be executed. They'll need to state exactly what is being assigned and who's it being assigned to, and you may also need the other beneficiaries to sign off on that. But if properly drafted, it can be executed based on the laws of North Carolina or the state that you're in. Another way is to gift. You may choose to gift the inheritance to another person. This involves like voluntarily transferring ownership without consideration of any payment in return. Now, there are some legal structures that you need to follow. I definitely recommend you connect with a CPA, someone's a financial advisor, as well as an attorney that's deep in estate and probate as well. So you need sometimes the donor needs to give their intent for the giving. You need to have the recipient actually accept it, and then there has to be a legal structural way of the delivery or transfer of the asset. But if you fulfill those needs and the other needs that may come up based on where you are, then you can actually gift the portion of your inheritance. And another way that quite often quite happens quite often is selling the inherited asset. This is you actually receiving compensation for this. Uh, Now, it has to, of course, be sold. Some states you have to actually go through probate and have different property approved when it's being sold, particularly real property. North Carolina, depending on how it's deeded, quite often real property doesn't have to go through the probate process. But there may be times that you want it to so that you can verify ownership and so you may need to take it through that process there. But it quite often involves a purchase agreement and making sure that there's a fair price based on the assessment of the value. So you can't just sell $50 to a friend. That's almost near like giving it as a gift. So there has to be some paperwork involved. And again, definitely connect with an attorney. If you need an attorney, reach out to me. I'll hopefully point you in the right direction. At least have some some tools to think about. So those are the three ways. If you um, that we're looking at real quick: assigning it, gifting it, or selling it. All right. Now, if you need any support with your estate or probate, I like to say I have help with all the non-legal issues involved, whether that's helping set up cleanup of a property, evaluating that. Perhaps you need someone on foots and boots on the ground to transfer and move documents or collect documents or different forms. Reach out to me. Love to support you. Would love to help you. My name is Courtney Rollins. You can reach me at Courtney at estateproservice.com or go to estateproservice.com. If you want to sit down and have a conversation, of course, no charge. It's go to calendly.com, estate pro service, and we'll find a time. We'll jump on a Zoom or a phone call, whatever you're comfortable with, and we'll be able to sit down and take a look at what's happening in your state and hopefully be able to support you there. All right. All right, folks. This is Courtney Rollins from the Life and Transitions Experts podcast, recommending that you let your light shine. Cheers.